I wanted to make a video about this way sooner, but it just always evaded my mind when I thought about it. But since the game came out, I feel that this is a good, time. And so with that said, I just want to say that the idea from this game alone will be the reason why it sucks. Because, the Suicide Squad has absolutely no business going toe to toe with the Justice League. And, you know, we already had that movie where they took on Justice League level threats. And actually, that same movie, Starro was nerfed tremendously just so that they could beat him. And he was killed in the most goofy. He was killed by rats, bro. I'll never forget that. But anyway, in order for a Suicide Squad to take on these big names, those big names have to be nerfed. And that's what happened with Starro, and that's what happened with the Justice League. You could just see, this is in the Arkham universe. So you could have expanded on this more. Or you could have just made this a whole nother universe. But you come out with a prototype 2 level of an idea, and you want people to kill off fan favorites with this weak ass group who has absolutely with this weak ass group who got soloed by Batman, bro. And you want me to believe that they can if I'm not mistaken, I think the assault on Arkham is canon to the Arkhamverse, and they all got soloed by Batman, bro. But somehow they killed Batman, Green Lantern, Flash, and Superman. Like, I'm gonna get into that in a second, but just let that sink in, bro. So, when a lot of the spoilers dropped, I just went ahead and watched it because I had no intention of buying the game to begin with. I was watching the gameplay and all that, and I wasn't really feeling what I was seeing. And so, you know, I'm watching individual of the boss fights and all that. And I'm just sitting here watching the Batman one, and it was just so weak. Like, a lot of the boss fights are just, you're pretty much just shooting them, and that's it. There's nothing to it. And then like the Superman one, that shit was so fucking stupid, bro. But I can understand that they tried to make the boss fights interesting, which is why you had Nightmare Batman in the midst and all that nonsense. But what I don't get is, like, how did they actually beat him? Like, if I'm not mistaken, like, they beating him in his nightmare form, and all of a sudden he's just bruised, bloody, and all that. Like, I must have missed something, but whatever. Anyways, here we are with this part. And Harley Quinn gives off a bullshit ass speech, and then she kills him. And I'm just sitting here like, so this is really how Arkham Batman dies. This is really how he dies. You could have you could have killed him off with that nightfall scene. But he dies to Harley Quinn, a character that wasn't even relevant until that Suicide Squad movie. Give me a break. And then you also have a Flash. Flash gets killed, and then he gets pissed on. Oh my gosh! Like, but what really gets me is that, like, you know, apparently Kevin Conroy has more shit that he worked on before he died, and my thing is, like, this is Arkham Batman here. We played with him for like what, 3-4 games, and this is how he dies. Are you serious? And Green Lantern gets killed, and fucking King Shark takes his ring, and I'm just saying, like, what is this? King Shark takes his ring, a ring that shoot. Okay. Anyways, Guess who's the only person who doesn't get mind controlled by Brainiac, and she doesn't get disrespected? It's Wonder Woman, bro. Wonder Woman does not get taken control of. Wonder Woman dies a hero's death. And you think of the key word here, woman. That's the only reason why. Because if there's anything, if I'm not mistaken, most of the Justice League shit that I've seen, it was usually Batman who was away from the mind control thing. But it's Wonder Woman, and I mean, you're free to correct me if I'm wrong. But I'm just saying, the only reason Wonder Woman didn't get control was because she's a woman. And she just so happens to be the only woman in the group. But if I'm not mistaken, another person was missing, and that was Aquaman. Whatever happened to him? And that's another thing that I want to say. Like, we seen Batman resist mind control more than anybody, but like he was just so disrespecting this game, bro. It's funny when Spider-Man 2 came out. I said Batman would never be disrespected like this because he's 10 toes down on his name, and then this game comes out and everybody gets disrespected. See, it's not the fact that you kill them, but it's the fact that who you kill them with. That's my biggest fucking problem. And then the way you kill them, like, you could have did something so much better. Instead, you come up with the most dumbest fucking idea with this lame ass group again that wasn't relevant until that fucking movie came out. Oh my gosh. And instead of making a Suicide Squad game, you could have just made a Justice League game. My goodness, man. And then, if I'm not mistaken, when they beat Brainiac, who is again a Justice League level threat, usually fighting Superman, when they beat him, apparently there's more versions of him, and they have the. It just made this story makes no sense whatsoever. The Suicide Squad fighting Brainiac, and then I watched a couple of other videos here and there, and like I think when they first encountered Brainiac, the Justice League, Superman was against killing him or some shit. And my thing is like this motherfucker is flying in a spaceship that's shaped as a skull. Bro, fucking blow that shit up. Whatever. Anyways, so yeah, the the Justice League dies, and there's these guys who are going around saying, "Oh, you hate the game," when the game itself is literally called "Kill the Justice League." Well, what I'm saying is nobody ever wanted that shit. We wanted a Justice League game so we can play as our fan favorite characters. Instead, you give us this bullshit ass game where it's not even fan favorites. Like, bro, Deadshot? I don't give a fuck about Deadshot. Give me Deathstroke. I don't give a fuck about Harley Quinn, King Shark, or none of them, bro. And Captain Boomerang is a fucking loser, bro. I don't care about him either. But out of all of them, Deadshot is the most interesting to me. But I'll take Deathstroke over that whole group. I'll take a Deathstroke game over a Suicide Squad game, bro. Anyways, it as I said, it's very unfortunate that this is the Arkham universe and this is how Arkham Batman goes out. But this is what Rocksteady wanted, and they got it. Could they have done something much better? Obviously, but this is what they wanted to do. They wanted to give people a game that they never wanted, literally. And as for the people who want to defend this game with their lives, I mean, I that's fine. I get that you want to defend it, but I'm constantly bashing this game for the way they took out fan favorite heroes and all that. I was I was never on board this game from the get go. But anyways, yeah. So based on what I've seen, the Justice League is dead. It's over. The Arkhamverse is dead as well. That's a great way of destroying your fan base, just like Prototype 2, as I mentioned before. But as far as any of this goes, like, as I said, I will not be buying this game for the sole purpose of the story not making sense at all. And I can't really think of another DC game, but I mean, it wouldn't be bad to go back to DC Online.